The following is a special presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. It's roundup time in the land of the Lone Star. It's Texas, and it's a mighty wide state where everything is bigger and better. This man has competed in more consecutive corrals than any other. Second time, this Texan is branded a NASCAR Winston Cup champion tonight.
For the 48th time, NASCAR officials, drivers, and team members have gathered to celebrate the just completed season. And the setting tonight is once again the main ballroom of the Waldorf Astoria in Midtown Manhattan. Welcome to ESPN's live coverage of the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet. I'm Bob Jenkins along with Benny Parsons. A lot of awards to be passed out in the next 2 hours. The top 10 drivers will be honored. Of course, the man of the night is the champion of the series, Terry Labonte. And it seems like it was just yesterday's when we were honoring Jeff Gordon a year ago.
It's unbelievable, folks. It seemed like last month we were here and Jeff Gordon was receiving all the accolades, all the money, and some guy was throwing paint up against the wall. But I guess as we get older, time just flies by.
Yeah, I think you're right. This is, of course, Terry Labonte's second championship, but it's been 12 years since he won. And when you look at the statistics, Benny, you find very similar ones.
Very, very, very consistent. This guy is just so unbelievably consistent. It's unbelievable. This year, what, 21 top 10 finishes?
And the money he will receive tonight, well, somewhere between $1.5 and $1.9 million.
Wow. Well, I think he got $150,000 or something for winning that 1984 championship. In 1973, when I won the championship, $73,000. And answered your question, folks.
Let's begin with some special awards. A new award this year is the True Value Man of the Year Award. 4 quarterfinalists were chosen, and the winner will be announced here tonight. Let's take a look at the 4 in contention.
The NASCAR True Value Man of the Year is a special award that recognizes the drivers that touch the hearts of those in need. At True Value, where help is just around the corner, it seems so fitting that True Value would reward a driver who helps, one who gives his all on and off the track by volunteering his time and raising money for worthy causes. In determining the NASCAR True Value Man of the Year, the NASCAR Winston Cup Series schedule was divided into quarters. In each quarter, one driver was nominated. No easy task considering all the goodwill these drivers fostered in their communities. And tonight, the decision of a blue-chip panel will award for the first time the NASCAR True Value Man of the Year. The 4 finalists start with Ricky Craven, the first quarter nominee. He's a spokesman for multiple sclerosis, and his designated charity is the Make-A-Wish Foundation. But he's also befriended Travis Roy, a hockey player who was paralyzed in his first college game. Ricky named Travis an honorary crew member and invited him to view his first NASCAR Winston Cup race in Atlanta and meet other drivers and celebrities. The second quarter nominee is Dale Jarrett. He supports the Brenner Children's Hospital in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. But he's also raised $10,000 for Carly Brayton, daughter of the late Scott Brayton, and donated his time to film a public service announcement for the North Carolina Child Support Council. Jeff Gordon, the third quarter nominee, finds time to raise funds for the Leukemia Society of America and to visit terminally ill children through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He's also taken time out to shoot public service announcements for the U.S. Coast Guard. The fourth quarter nominee, Kyle Petty, founded the charity Ride Across America. This coast-to-coast motorcycle trek has raised more than $1 million to benefit the Winston Cup Racing Wives Auxiliary and the Make-A-Wish Foundation. Every stop of the ride also culminates in a party for Make-A-Wish children. True Value joins NASCAR and their fans in honoring these drivers who race to stay ahead, yet never leave those less fortunate behind.
The host of tonight's banquet on stage is Barney Hall. Let's go to him right now and find out who the True Value Man of the Year is.
Ladies and gentlemen, to announce the first winner of the NASCAR True Value Man of the Year award, please welcome True Value's Senior Vice President and Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Steve Porter.
Thank you and good evening. We at True Value are proud of our long relationship with NASCAR and have enjoyed learning more about these fine gentlemen driving these race cars this year through the NASCAR True Value Man of the Year process. It was very difficult for us to narrow down the 4 nominees and even more difficult to choose a winner. But our select panel has voted, and it is my pleasure tonight to announce the first NASCAR True Value Man of the Year award winner, Mr. Jeff Gordon. Jeff, we are proud to have you as our first winner, and I'd like to present you with a check for $25,000 and a second check for $25,000 to your designated charity, the Leukemia Society of America. Congratulations.
Wow, that's a real shocker. This is one, I think, that all year long, all the drivers really appreciate this award. To be able to give back something to the charities. Leukemia Society is an important one to us. And I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the other 25 and give it to them too, because But I want to thank True Value. This is a great award. I hope they come back for many more years doing this. And hope I keep winning some more races and keep giving more money to these guys. So, you know, Make-A-Wish is something that Leukemia Society gets involved with also. So it's more than just Leukemia Society. And Make-A-Wish, I think, is also one of the ones that's a favorite among all the drivers. So thanks to everybody, and especially True Value. Thank you.
Well, congratulations to our first major award winner tonight, Jeff Gordon, selected as the True Value Man of the Year. More from the NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet in just a moment. Welcome back to the NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet from New York City. And while other awards are being handed out on the stage, let's go to Dr. Jerry Punch, who's with the True Value Man of the Year.
Thanks, Bob. Well, you know, a Rookie of the Year title, a Winston Cup championship, but this has to rank right up there. Congratulations, True Value Man of the Year, Jeff.
Well, that really is a big honor to me and a big surprise. I was totally caught off guard, and tell you, my heart was pounding when I got up there. I didn't know what to say. I was speechless, but trust me, this one ranks way up there. I think this is one we've really been shooting for all year long, because we saw something to be able to give back to the kids and the people who really need it, and especially with our charity Leukemia Society. So it's a real honor to get this award.
The Leukemia Society sort of strikes close to home. You know, your crew chief, Ray Abraham's son, Ray J., underwent very successful treatment with leukemia, and it's what efforts like what you have done tonight, and $50,000 now that'll help more youngsters and adults be treated.
Yeah, I definitely didn't need all that money. We've had a great year. I'm very proud of everything we've done. And, you know, when they announced my name, I said, heck, I'm going to give it all to them, because I think by knowing what's gone on with Ray J and Ray and Mary and the whole family, I think that it's opened our eyes up to what's out there. And there's a lot of sick little boys and girls out there that really need as much help as we can give. And I'm going to do my part as much as I can.
Jeff, thanks for being so special to us and for all those youngsters out there who need the treatment. Bob?
Quite a gesture by Jeff Gordon there.
I tell you what, isn't it great that these guys give so much back? They have the opportunity to do it, and they give back to the community.
And he's going to be back later in the evening, of course, because he finished second in the point standings and is going to pick up quite a lot of money a little bit later in the program. We'll take another break and be right back with more of the Winston Cup Awards Banquet.
The 48th NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet is being brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. We keep America running. By McDonald's. On the track and in our restaurants. Just watch us cook. And by Quaker State. Quaker State Motor Oil for longer engine life.
Down on stage is the president of NASCAR, Bill France, who's announcing the winner of the NASCAR Award of Excellence.
Tell me he plans to retire. But I have a feeling his keyboard is going to be cranking out stories for many years to come. Ladies and gentlemen, for his lifelong commitment to telling our stories, recording our history, and his meaningful place in our sport, we proudly present the 1996 NASCAR Award of Excellence to the Charlotte Observer's motorsports writer, Mr. Tom Higgins.
I knew there was some reason they tricked me into not going to Hatteras fishing. I was supposed to be down there in the surf tonight fighting the striper, but believe me, this is much better. First race I covered was in July of 58, Asheville-Weaverville Speedway up in the mountains of North Carolina. And I can't tell you how rustic it was. And with this elegant crowd, I wouldn't attempt to. But from Asheville-Weaverville Speedway to see how far this sport has come and be in a place like this tonight is just miraculous. And I think NASCAR is to be congratulated. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Tom. No problem. Very well deserved. Tom Higgins, let's give him another round of applause. I won't tell Tom where the poker game is. He organizes it. To present awards on behalf of Unical, the official fuel of NASCAR Winston Cup racing, please welcome the president of 76 Products Company, Lawrence Higbee.
Good evening. A little difficult to follow one legend, but two legends, my goodness. With 46 years of continued support, we are NASCAR's oldest contingency sponsor. We're proud, obviously, to be the official fuel of NASCAR and equally proud of our expanded relationship with NASCAR through its new automotive aftermarket program and the new 76 NASCAR High Performance Motor Oil. In addition, we enjoy the week-to-week excitement generated by the Unical Challenge competition. Unical also sponsors the Unical Engine Oil Contingency Program, offering over $175,000 in prizes to the top 3 finishing teams using Unical oils and lubricants. This time, it's my pleasure to present a check for $100,000 to the highest finishing eligible driver, who is also a longtime Unical 76 Products user, and frankly, this year I think demonstrated one of the most gutsiest performances you've seen in NASCAR, Dale Earnhardt. Dale?
We really appreciate everything Unical does for our sport. Appreciate all the oil from our kids' race cars, too, back home. But the guys work hard in Unical to help us at all the races, and they've been supporting us for many years. It's great for the support they give us, and appreciate it very much. Richard Childers' team and all the guys back at the shop, they use our products and appreciate the gasoline, too. Win all them races. We're going to win a lot next year, too. Thanks.
Yesterday, we were pleased to present a Unical 76 Challenge bonus of $129,000 to Terry Labonte. Tonight, it's also my pleasure to present the Unical 76 Gasoline Champions Award of $25,000 to the 1996 Winston Cup champion and the guy we're all probably going to be asking for loans here in the next few months, Terry Labonte. Terry?
Thank you very much. I told everybody I was a little excited about coming up here, so I tried to come up here a little earlier, but I really want to thank Unical for this award, and thank you for all the support that you've given to Winston Cup racing over the years. As we saw in the video, Winston Cup racing, or NASCAR racing, has gone on for 48 years. And I know Unical Gasoline has been there for most of those years. And you don't ever think about it. You know, we go out there and practice, we come in, we fill up our car with gas, we make pit stops during the race, fill it up with gas. And we don't ever think about it. But we do appreciate that. And we thank you very much for all your support. And thanks for this check. Thank you.
We're going to take a break from our special awards that are being handed out right now. A little bit later in the program, the drivers who finished in the top 10 will be honored. We'll be right back. Back at the NASCAR Awards Banquet, obviously we can't bring you all of the awards, so we'll take occasional commercial breaks here in the early part of the show, but we will show you all of the top 10 drivers when they receive their awards. Greg Bradshaw, the manager of sports marketing for Gatorade, has just presented Dale Earnhardt the Gatorade Front Runner Award. Let's listen to what Dale has to say.
It's always great. Gatorade's a great supporter. I look forward to the Gatorade 125s every year. I won a few of those races, but these guys support NASCAR very well, and look forward to winning a little more money next year. Thanks.
To present the 1996 Busch Pole Award, please welcome the brand manager for Busch and Busch Light from Anheuser-Busch Incorporated, Mr. Jack McDonough.
Thanks, Barney. Busch Beer has been involved in NASCAR racing since 1979 with the inception of the Busch Clash. And I can tell you that over the years, all of us at Anheuser-Busch have come to place great value and importance on this long-standing relationship with our friends at NASCAR, with all of you here tonight, and with the millions of NASCAR fans nationwide. We're also very proud of the many NASCAR programs in which we now participate, including our status as official beer of NASCAR and as a name sponsor of the Busch Clash, the NASCAR Busch Series, the NASCAR Busch North Series, and the reason I'm here tonight, the Busch Pole Award program. This year, each Busch Pole Award winner received a check for $5,000 and an invitation to the 1997 Busch Clash at Daytona International Speedway. The field for the Clash is now set, and we can begin to look forward to next February 9, when 14 of the best drivers in the world will kick off the 97 NASCAR season with the 19th running of the Busch Clash. The Busch Pole Award Championship recognizes the driver and his crew who win the most poles over the course of the season. To win this championship requires not only superior speed and skill, but almost more importantly, a strong working relationship and an intangible chemistry between driver and crew. All members of the team must dedicate each and every day to hard work, consistency, clear communication, attention to detail, perseverance, and the unwavering will to win. These are the traits that we really recognize with this award. In 1996, the DuPont Chevrolet team of driver Jeff Gordon and crew chief Ray Evernham definitely had this magic combination in place again as they won 5 Busch poles. And including last season, this now makes 15 poles in 2 years for Jeff and Ray and back-to-back Busch Pole Award titles. Now, on behalf of all of us at Anheuser-Busch, it's my pleasure to present these checks totaling $50,000 to your 1996 Busch Pole Award champions, Jeff Gordon and Ray Evernham.
Well, thanks. I want to thank Anheuser-Busch and especially Busch Beer for this award. This is definitely an honor. I love to go for poles, and I thought I was losing it early in the season because I couldn't get one. Terry kept stealing them away from us. So finally we started winning some poles there and got 3 in a row and ended up getting 5 by the end of the year. So Busch does a lot for this sport, and I think that among the fans and including myself, I think the Busch Clash is one of the favorites among all the races all year long, one of the most exciting events, and I look forward to being in it again next year. Thank you.
Thank you, Jack, and thank you, Anheuser-Busch. Busch Pole qualifying certainly adds a great deal of excitement to NASCAR Winston Cup racing. Us being able to accept this award for the second year in a row simply means a couple of things. We've got a great engine program, so thank you, Randy Dorton and all the guys at Hendrick Engines. We've got a great little driver here, so thank you, Jeff Gordon. And we work for the greatest guy in the sports and a good friend of mine, Rick Hendrick, so thank you. Congratulations, Terry and five-car team. You guys did an awesome job all year long. And again, special thanks to Anheuser-Busch, because it's the only time I get to come up here tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen. To present awards on behalf of DuPont, the official finish of NASCAR, please welcome Global Director, DuPont Automotive Refinish, Roseanne Graham.
Well, good evening. It's really an exciting night, and we of DuPont are very, very pleased to be a part of NASCAR. DuPont Automotive Finishes is the official finish of NASCAR. We offer $75,000 in point fund awards to be divided among the top 10 teams that carry DuPont Automotive Finish decals on their front fenders during the NASCAR Winston Cup events. This was our 4th year for the program in NASCAR Winston Cup Series. And tonight we are very pleased to honor the highest finishing driver in the DuPont Automotive Finish competition and to present him with a check for $50,000. Please join me in congratulating the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup champion, Ironman Terry Labonte.
Thank you, Roseanne. I really do appreciate that. And I've got to really thank DuPont. You know, they're a big sponsor of Hendrick Motorsports, sponsoring Jeff's car. If you ever go down there and visit the place, everything is painted. It's painted with DuPont paint. So we really do appreciate that, and we appreciate this award. Thank you.
To the top 10 drivers in NASCAR Winston Cup racing.
On behalf of Goodyear, to present
For the main ballroom of the Waldorf Astoria in Midtown Manhattan for the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup Awards banquet. On stage right now is Sam Jabara, the chairman of the board and CEO of Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. He has just given Terry Labonte a check and a handcrafted gold replica of Terry's Kellogg Chevrolet.
Thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. That is, without a doubt, the nicest trophy that you'll ever see right there. They started giving those things away 11 years ago, and it was 12 years ago when I won the championship. So I've seen a lot of them come across this stage. I never had one. I always wanted it. It's really beautiful. If you get a chance to look at it, you need to look at it. But I'd really like to thank Goodyear for everything that they do for us. Every weekend, every competitor in here goes out. We bolt on Goodyear racing tires, and you can count on them. You can depend on them. And they get the job done. And, you know, without them, you wouldn't see us out there qualifying as fast as we do. You wouldn't see us racing as hard as we do. But we've got confidence in those Goodyear tires, and we appreciate their support, appreciate their check and their trophy. Thank you.
Well, sit back and take a deep breath right now because it's time to recognize the 2nd through the 10th place drivers from the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup standings.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome back to the stage, Mr. T. Wayne Robertson.
Thank you very much. It's time now to give out places 10 through 2 in the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup Series Championship. Finishing 10th, Ernie Irvin.
'96 will be forever known as the year of the comeback for NASCAR Winston Cup pilot Ernie Irvin. After rejoining the circuit last fall, Irvin opened this season with an impressive victory in the 2nd Daytona Gatorade Twin 125-mile qualifier. Putting his Texaco Havoline Ford Thunderbird up front on the superspeedways continued as Irvin won the pole for the Winston Select 500 at Talladega. Ernie turned up the heat with a string of 6 straight top 5 results, stretching from July to August. After a pair of 5ths at Michigan and Daytona, Ernie resurrected his winning groove at Loudon with a triumphant return to victory lane. A pair of 4ths at Pocono and Talladega followed. And when the checkered flag fell at the Brickyard 400, Irvin was runner-up and solidly in the top 10 in points for the rest of the campaign. But the determined Irvin was not finished. Holding off the defending NASCAR Winston Cup champion by just 1/10 of a second, Irvin wheeled his machine into a luminous Richmond victory lane. Only his smile was brighter. Welcome back, Ernie. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 10th place finisher in the NASCAR Winston Cup standings, the driver of the Robert Yates Texaco Havoline Ford from Salinas, California, Ernie Irvin.
Ernie, congratulations to you, Robert Yates, and the entire team. I have a check for $144,500.
Kind of got a little note here. See what I got to do. I tell you, this has been a great year. There's so many people that I need to thank. I won't go to all that list, but there's so many people that I need to thank just because of everything that we went through, my family and Robert Yates and the whole Robert Yates family. But I really need to thank Ford Motor Company for their support, continued support. NASCAR and RJR, there's no better. Also need to thank Ray Bestas for their support. They came on with us from my comeback car and continue on. Got to really thank all the guys in the shop. They've done a tremendous job, and all the guys in the motor shop for producing the most power in Winston Cup racing. Also need to thank the best car owner in Winston Cup racing, Robert Yates and Carolyn Yates, and their family. Their support has been tremendous. Also need to thank my wife for her continued support. It's been unbelievable what she's been able to do for me. Also need to thank Jordan too, because she's the light of our life. Also, last but not least, we need to thank God, because without him behind us, nothing would ever happen. Thank you.
Finishing ninth in the STP Pontiac, Bobby Hamilton.
This 1991 NASCAR Rookie of the Year began 1996 with a black and white mission: return the world-famous Petty Blue Pontiac to victory lane. Bobby Hamilton began his quest by turning his grassroots training into short-track top 10 finishes at Richmond, North Wilkesboro, and Martinsville. By early summer, Hamilton and his experienced crew were beginning to show their primary colors. The number 43 led at Pocono and tallied a then-season high of 5th. And for the first time in his career, Hamilton took the June honors of leading the field to a Michigan green. As the fall turned golden, Bobby turned red hot. At Martinsville, he was again quickest on the qualifying clocks and third at the end of 500 laps. With a top 10 points position looming, Hamilton then delivered a red, white, and blue performance in Phoenix. In a duel reminiscent of his owner's classic past, Bobby Hamilton permanently etched his name in the NASCAR Winston Cup record books with his maiden victory. Mission accomplished. For the first time in his NASCAR Winston Cup career, please welcome the 9th place finisher, driver of Richard Petty's STP Pontiac from Nashville, Tennessee, Bobby Hamilton.
Bobby, congratulations. It was great to see you have your first victory and great to see that 43 back in victory lane. I know that's not going to be the only time it's going to happen. I have a check here for you for $163,000 for 9th place.
Appreciate it, Pete. Thanks. Looks like me and Richard's going to be fighting over this again. I tell you what, Terry, I want to congratulate you guys. You're the man, the Iron Man, I should say. Congratulate Rick and all the team there. Ironically, Rick gave me my first Winston Cup start at Phoenix Raceway in the movie car, qualified 5th there, and turned won my first race there. I don't know if you remember that, but that's pretty cool. I want to thank Richard and Linda for giving me the opportunity to drive their car again. We don't have a contract. We shake each other's hands every year and see what happens, and so far things have been going good. STP, them guys were sticking with Richard for 25 years. It's been a great deal with them. T. Wayne and Winston, them guys are the greatest, man. If it wasn't for them, ain't no telling what our sport would be. Ferguson Enterprises and Kohler, they're an associate sponsor on our car. They do a good job for us. But most of all, my whole crew, we've been down a lot this year, and they keep, just digging to get back up. Seems like every time we have a bad run, we back it up with a good run and then come and win a race after a bunch of bad runs and then run good at Atlanta and get 9th in points. This is really for them. That's what it's all about. I want to thank Goodyear. Dale Lemon has taught me a lot. I think he's with Terry when he won his other championship. I really learned a lot from that guy. Robbie Loomis, my crew chief, he's taught me a lot. And Rick Mann, all your people for putting together great engines. I appreciate it. Thanks.
Finishing 8th in the Larry McClure Kodak Film Chevrolet, Sterling Marlin.
Coming off a career-high 3rd place finish in the 1995 NASCAR Winston Cup point standings, Sterling Marlin had unrestricted plans for 1996. In February's Busch Clash at Daytona, Sterling stepped on the gas for a runner-up finish. And although his quest for a three-peat in the Great American Race was temporarily stalled, the Kodak Chevy was not done flat-footing in Florida. The versatility of the Kodak film crew was exposed when Marlin took his first top 5 of the season, clicking off a 5th at North Wilkesboro. 2 weeks later, the Tennessee talent throttled into Talladega and took the Winston Select 500 twin checkers. Sterling kept his season fine-tuned with a 3rd at Michigan in June. Then he returned to Florida humming on all cylinders. In the second closest finish of the year, Marlin put the pedal to the metal to win the Pepsi 400 at Daytona. With the season winding down, Marlin kept his premium top 10 points position with a 4th at Charlotte. For the 5th time in his career, this former NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year tops off his season in the Big Apple. Please welcome to the podium the 8th place finisher in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings behind the wheel of Larry McClure's Kodak Film Chevrolet. From Columbia, Tennessee, Sterling Marlin.
Sterling, congratulations. I have a check here for your 8th place finish for $199,000.
Couldn't you put another 1,000 on it? Make it even 200. I tell you, I'd like to congratulate Terry Labonte and the entire Kellogg's race team. Them guys really run good all year, really deserved it, and I was kind of pulling for them, so congratulations. I'd like to thank Larry McClure, the entire Morgan McClure race team. Got with them 3 years ago. We've won 6 races, and it's been a great 3 years. I'd like to thank all the guys at the shop, the Wise family. They go on traveling all the time, and they really support the team. I'd like to thank Kodak, all the worldwide employees. They really support this team. They've been with us 10 years, and I think that's something, so it's a lot to say about them. Thank Chevrolet for all the support they give us. Congratulate them on another Manufacturers Championship. I'd like to thank NASCAR, Winston, Unical, Goodyear, all them guys that get this race team going. I'd like to thank all the fans all around the country. Thank the fans from back home. They got me going. Thank my wife, Paula, Stedman Sutherland,
See y'all.
Finishing 7th this year, Rusty Wallace.
It's been a decade since Rusty Wallace first tasted triumph in NASCAR Winston Cup. 10 years later, he's still racing for wins and getting them. After a pair of top fives at Darlington and Bristol, Wallace officially extended his annual winning streak to 11 when he mastered the Martinsville half mile. 2 weeks later, he guided the Miller Ford through a left-right combination that secured his road warrior status with success at Sonoma. This former NASCAR Winston Cup champion next turned his attention to the wide and swift Michigan Speedway. When the checkered flag fell, he had accelerated into victory lane for a 4th time at the 2-mile oval. When Rusty and the Penske South racing team took a long look at Pocono, they crafted a game-winning strategy. He was the last one to lead, but the first one across the finish line. With a top 10 points position on the line, Wallace returned to the scene of his first ever triumph, the high banks of Bristol. By leading the most laps, Rusty entered career victory number 46 into the history books, moving him into a tie for 11th on the all-time list. Short, long, twisting, or high bank, this major player races to win at every track. And now, here's the 1989 NASCAR Winston Cup champion and driver of Roger Penske's Miller Ford, finishing 7th in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings from St. Louis, Missouri, Rusty Wallace.
Rusty, you took your Penske Miller Ford, went to Japan and won the Winston World Challenge there as well. So there's $25,000 bonus goes along with this check of $261,000 for 7th place.
Well, T. Wayne, thank you very much. I'd like to thank Winston for the cash and everything you do for us. But first of all, I'd like to thank Terry and Kim Labonte and congratulate you guys because you had a hell of a year. I wish I was sitting here. And Rick and Linda Hedrick, man, you guys are awesome. That was a great deal. I know everybody's thanking you, but it's tough, and I know you loved it, and we're behind you. You know, we had a great year this year. We had 6 victories, but the point standings just didn't come to where I wanted to. 7th place, I'm glad I've got in the top 10, but for a while there was looking like I wasn't going to make that one. But I'll take that. But as all these car owners and drivers know, it wasn't possible unless you had great sponsors behind you, and we got several of them. And I'd like to take the time to recognize every one of them. I'd like to thank my major sponsor, Miller Brewing Company, Ford Motor Company, Mobil Oil, Fleetwood RVs, Mead Paper Company, Bosch Spark Plugs, the Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, Penske Auto Centers, Penske Truck Leasing, Detroit Diesel, Oakley Sunglasses, Stevens Aviation, PPG, Mazak CNC Machines, Hugo Boss Men's Clothing, and our new sponsor, Matco Tools. I'll tell you what, it takes a lot of great partners and a lot of people behind you to make it happen, and a lot of leadership. And the leadership and communication is one of the toughest things in the sport. We've got some good people behind us. I'd like to thank my best friend and partner, Don Miller, Roger Penske, Walt Zarnicki, Dan Lugenbuehl, Dick Pacer, Tom Roberts, Bill Brooks, and Wally McCarty. But now it gets right down to the main guys, the team guys, and those are the ones that really make it happen. These are some awesome dudes, led by Robin Pemberton back at the shop, probably watching this right now with his guys. They've been working real hard on Daytona cars, and our engine man right now, Mike Egge, who's had one solid year under his belt and understands the ups and downs of leading a tough team like it is. But I'd like to thank the entire team. Those guys are number one. We had a fun time out in Japan. We won that race. There's a lot of great reasons why we're going to run good in 1997. It'll take too long to talk about it, but all in all, thank you very much, and thanks for all the support.
Finishing 6th in his tied Ford, Ricky Rudd.
Tonight, you're seeing the first of only 3 NASCAR Winston Cup drivers to remain in the top 10 for the entire 31-race season, and the only man to wear dual owner driver hats on the New York stage. Look up consistent in the dictionary, and you'll recognize Ricky Rudd. In his tied Ford, this former NASCAR Winston Cup Rookie of the Year opened the 1996 season with 5 straight top 10 finishes, highlighted by a 4th at Rockingham. Riding a top 5 points wave in June, Rudd led early at Pocono and was rewarded with runner-up. On the mile at Loudon, he kept the lead pack in sight and took home third. His crew must have taken good notes in Long Pond, for on the July return, he led late and mirrored his earlier second-place result. Close to the perfect combination, Rudd stopped ringing the doorbell at Rockingham. On a flawless fall day, Rudd kept all title contenders in his rearview mirror, and a very popular winning streak was extended. He's now been a NASCAR Winston Cup winner every year since 1983. For the 16th time in his career, please welcome to the podium the driver of the Tide Ford, finishing 6th in this year's NASCAR Winston Cup standings, from Chesapeake, Virginia, Ricky Rudd.
Ricky, another phenomenal year for your 6th place finish, $268,000.
That's great. I tell you, it's a lot of money for a 6th place finish in the points. It wasn't too long ago. I don't think the championship probably didn't pay that kind of money, so we can definitely put it to good use. I guess at this time I'd like to congratulate the head table. Did a heck of a job as far as I'm concerned. The best team won this year, the best driver won, and they really put that act together with the guys to beat. And besides, it's kind of interesting, you know, Terry Labonte, he's kind of the kind of guy I appreciate. He doesn't say much. He does all his talking on the racetrack. And matter of fact, I think I've heard Terry talk more tonight than I've heard him in 15 years of being around him at the racetrack. Kind of neat to know that he has a voice. Again, we're proud to accept this award. I think our team did a heck of a job to get us the 6th in the points. We struggled all year. We didn't particularly have a great year. We didn't have a bad year either. We were able to fight back hard. The guys in the shop and the guys on the road worked really hard to get this Tide Ford team back to victory lane, which came real late in the season at Rockingham, North Carolina. Got a bunch of guys that got a lot of desire to want to win and work hard. We're looking forward to the 1997 season. New crew chief change. We've got Jim Long coming on board, new engineer, new team engineer, Garth Finley, and a bunch of new additions to try to strengthen our team for the 97 season. But we definitely have got our work cut out for us. All these guys in front of us here on the stage, we've got our sights set on them. We're going to try to see if we can't better ourselves. At this time, I would like to take this time to thank all the people that make all this possible for us to be able to compete week in and week out. And none of us would be able to compete out here if it wasn't for the sponsors. And Tide being our major sponsor, we've also got the assistance of Whirlpool, Downey, Exxon Corporation, AC, and I don't think any of us tonight can leave out RJR for what they've done to the sport and the money they're putting into the sport and carrying us to the next level. Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company. Goodyear had a very tough year in the Indy scene. They did a great job fighting back over there, but at the same time, the Winston Cup side wasn't suffering at all. We had, as far as I'm concerned, the best tires we've had all season or all year. Over the years, and I don't think anybody had any tire failures at all. And they had a very fast tire at all the racetracks, and very happy to have those guys help everybody out. The RPM team, all the dedication that these guys put into it, and also their families and their wives that have to sacrifice the hours for their husbands being away on the road. NASCAR for letting us creating this whole thing so we can come out and compete week in and week out. And also, I don't think I can, the fans, this sport is really built on fan recognition, and especially in our situation, the Rudd fans got behind me late in the season. We hadn't won till about 3 races to go, and all the fans that have called in, wrote a lot of letters, and really kind of pumped us up a little bit to get that victory. And most of all, I don't think I can leave out my wife Linda and our young son Landon for all the support to stand behind us week in and week out. So I'm going to leave this up to the rest of these guys that need to deserve the microphone more than I do. Thanks again.
The drivers who finished 2nd through 5th are coming up and will return to the NASCAR Winston Cup banquet. Some of the sights and sounds of Terry Labonte's week in the Big Apple.
I think as you can see from that video, Terry's had a great week up here, and Terry, the best is still yet to come, buddy. Finishing 5th in this year's point standings, Driving the Jack Roush, Valvoline Ford, Mark Martin.
There are two distinct scripts to the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup season of Mark Martin. Act 1 showed the versatility of Martin and his Jack Roush-prepared Valvoline Ford. When the curtain rose at Daytona, Martin made the supporting cast with a fourth-place finish. Showing he can play any part, Mark won the Busch Bowl at Bristol and almost stole the show with third place. When the venue moved to the road course at Sears Point, the Arkansas native just missed the starring role, but his second-place finish vaulted him back into the top 10 in points. After a brief intermission, Mark Martin began an exhibition that almost brought down the house. Act 2 began in July at Pocono and didn't conclude until Atlanta. In this 15-race span, the former two-time NASCAR Winston Cup runner-up scored top 10s every time he performed. The rave reviews included this string of top 5s. Talladega, 3rd. Indianapolis, 4th. Watkins Glen, 3rd. Michigan, 2nd. Then a Busch pole sweep at Bristol capped off by finishing 3rd, a result he duplicated Labor Day weekend at Darlington. Determined to keep his top 5 points position intact, Martin did just that when he added 2 more runner-up finishes on the Charlotte and Phoenix playbills. And tonight, he takes the stage just off Broadway. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 1990 and 1994 NASCAR Winston Cup runner-up and driver of the Jack Roush Valvoline Ford, finishing 5th in the standings from Batesville, Arkansas, Mark Martin.
Mark is without a doubt one of the most focused, determined competitors we have. And Mark, you're here every year. Here's your 5th place check for $325,000.
Thank you. I want to thank Winston and RJR. They've had an awful lot to do with where this sport is today, and I can't thank them enough. I want to thank the France family and everybody at NASCAR. You know, without them and what they've done, I could still be racing dirt tracks in Arkansas. That's quite a thought. I want to thank Jack Roush and Steve Meal and everybody at Roush Racing. They're a fantastic race team, and I owe them a great deal. I want to thank Valvoline, who's been with us for a long time and a great sponsor to work with. Cummins, Gillette, Bosch, Ford, and Goodyear for all their support. I want to thank the race fans. You know, they've been fabulous, and you know, the sport wouldn't be the same. We wouldn't be here tonight if it wasn't for their support. I feel like one of the luckiest guys in racing. You know, if I had a choice to drive for any race team in NASCAR, I'd choose this race team and this sponsor. They're the best, and I'm honored to be working with them. I want to, and most importantly, I think I want to thank Arlene and Matt and everybody that I call my family for supporting me through all the tough times and the good times. This would be a very empty life without them, and I appreciate it.
Finishing 4th in his GM Goodwrench Service Chevrolet, Dale Earnhardt.
In his quest for an 8th NASCAR Winston Cup championship, Dale Earnhardt had a 1996 strategy carefully plotted. But even this calculating pilot could not have foreseen the flight plan that was ahead. Holding out of the February gate, Earnhardt showed strong form with his 2nd consecutive Daytona 500 runner-up performance. 1 week later at Rockingham, he motored not only to a win, but a berth in the 1997 Winston at Charlotte, and a prestigious annual winning streak 15 years long. Dale then turned in a dominating display at Atlanta, leading the most laps and capturing victory number 2. As is custom for this team of tacticians, climbing to the points lead was paramount. It became reality when Earnhardt ripped off a string of 7 consecutive top 5 finishes from Bristol to Dover. What comes next is a chapter in Earnhardt's career that has already become legend. At the world's fastest superspeedway, Dale had a Talladega lead when the famed black number 3 went for an unexpected ride. He emerged under his own power, under his own terms. With a broken sternum and collarbone, this one tough customer arrived just days later to defend his Brickyard 400 title at Indianapolis. Earnhardt qualified, took the green, and in a moment that totally embodies his passion for the sport, turned the reins over, but not for long. The gas taken at Talladega was exhaled at Watkins Glen in a display of guts, brawn, and sheer Earnhardt. Not even a track record stood in his way. Elevating the definition of playing hurt, Dale twisted and turned to capture the Busch pole, then proceeded to lead the most laps in a performance that resulted in 6th. Keep watching those Clint Eastwood movies, Dale. Still in the late fall points chase, Earnhardt left his final calling cards with a runner-up finish at North Wilkesboro and a 4th at Atlanta. 7-time NASCAR Winston Cup champion and this year's 4th place finisher. Please welcome the driver of the Richard Childress GM Goodwrench Service Chevrolet, from Kannapolis, North Carolina, Dale Earnhardt.
Dale, congratulations. Without a doubt, one of the most tenacious racers in the world. Congratulations on your Autosport Award, and I have a check here for you for $397,000.
Thank you, Wayne. Couldn't you round that off to $400,000? I want to thank Winston. They've really been great in my career, and you know, it makes us happy to sit up there where Terry's at. And congratulations to Terry and Rick and all his team. They've been great for us. I want to thank Jim Goodwrench. All you folks have been super for us. Richard and I had a great relationship with you over the years, and look forward to several more and another championship or two. And all the rest of the guys that help us out. Snap-on, Mom and Pop's Western Steers been with us several years. They're not going to be with us next year on the car, but they're going to still be with Richard and I on some endorsement stuff. AC, everybody else has helped out. Goodyear Tires, they've been great. But Richard and Judy and Teresa, we've had a tough year this year, and we've been bruised up a lot. I've been bruised up a lot. The team's bruised up too, and Spinning and the guys back at the shop and the engine shop have worked real hard and overcome some things this year. Even the crew, David Smith done a great job for us this year and worked hard. It just seemed it did not work out, and he's going to be moving over to the 31 car, and we're going to be sort of restructuring our team. We're happy that Larry McReynolds is coming on board with us next year and look for big things out of that. But we've had a tough year. We're rebuilding, working hard. The guys have done a good job. It's pretty tough to come up here and say, well, you had a bad year, but you still ended up 4th with a couple $100,000 worth of money here, and happy about that. But, you know, the guys really stuck together. It was a tough year for us, and I want to thank them back home, all their wives and everybody that helped us out and worked hard for us. And, again, I want to thank Bill France and his family for this great sport of NASCAR. Thanks.
Finishing third in one of the most competitive series this year was Dale Jarrett.
Take a masterful owner and engine craftsman, the savviest of strategists, a talented team leader. Then complement the trio with a man born with racing in his genes. When mixed, this gifted combination collaborated for a compelling story. Dale Jarrett and his Ford Quality Care Thunderbird delivered the first wake-up call of the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup season with a trip to victory lane in the Busch Clash at Daytona. And in a stunning start for the pursuit of points, the sequel of the Dale and Dale Show was deja vu all over again, as only the 6th man with multiple Daytona 500 trophies on his shelf, the chase for the Winston Select Million was on. Back-to-back runner-up outcomes at Rockingham and Richmond kept Jarrett atop the points lead. Next on the horizon, the Winston Select 500 at Talladega. By finishing second, Jarrett narrowly missed climbing the next rung on the $1 million ladder. But by the last of May, he took a giant leap. In the season's longest race, Jarrett blasted through the 600-mile barrier with a commanding win in the Coca-Cola 600 at Charlotte. He was now 2/3 on his way to not only a shot at $1 million, but a possible NASCAR Winston Cup championship. Runner-up finishes at Loudon and again at Talladega buoyed this team for the Brickyard run at Indy. In a memorable contest with his teammate, Dale Jarrett seized the opportunity to add his name to another very hallowed piece of racing real estate. Just 2 weeks later, Jarrett claimed victory number 4 at the site of his first NASCAR Winston Cup triumph, Michigan. When the entire motorsports world turned their attention to the Mountain Dew Southern 500 at Darlington, they found the Ford Quality Care machine on the pole. But in a twist of racing fate, the combination to the bank vault will remain a secret for yet another year. But Jarrett joins an exclusive group by claiming a $100,000 bonus for winning 2 of the Winston Select Million events. Running second when the final checker fell in Atlanta, Jarrett concluded an exceptional season, and he's ready to write the next chapter. Finishing a career-high 3rd in the NASCAR Winston Cup point standings, behind the wheel of Robert Yates' Quality Care Ford Credit Thunderbird, from Hickory, North Carolina, Dale Jarrett.
Dale, they talked about broken sternums and broken hands. A lot of people forgot this guy drove with a broken leg for a while after the first Pocono race, back to the first of the year. So he's an Iron Man as well. We have a check here for you for $629,000.
Thank you, sir. Wow. I was looking to see if Robert was getting up to come get this right quick. I've got a list of people here to thank, and I have to start with the people at Winston and R.J. Reynolds, certainly for what they've done for our great sport of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. So thank you. I don't know of anywhere else it's possible to finish 3rd in the season and win this kind of money at the end of it. So thank you very much. I'm going to kind of go in a little reverse order than what I've heard a lot of the guys. You're going to hear kind of the same things that you've heard from a lot of people, and I hope we're running ahead of time because obviously I hadn't gotten up here enough to thank all of these people throughout the year, so I'm going to do it tonight, but it won't take that long. But first on my list is to thank God for the abilities that he's given me to even be a part of this sport and be as successful as I've been able to be at that. And just want to thank him and Max and Gene Helton and everyone at MRO and your entire staff for being there for each and every one of us drivers, whether it's a time of need or just to talk to us individually. We certainly appreciate that. So thanks for all that you've done for us, not only this year's, but all the years in the past, and look forward to years to come. Next on my list is my wife, Kelly. Thanks to you for your love and patience with me. I know this is a very tough and trying business at best sometimes, and we're gone a lot, but your support is what helps get me through there, and that love, and thank you very much for that. My 4 kids, Jason, Natalie, Carson, and Zachary. I know it's tough on you a lot of times. You have to give up a lot of quality time while your dad is out chasing his dream to be sitting at that table right there one day, but hopefully I can make that up. You're all very special kids, and I appreciate everything that you do for me and the love that you give back. Next goes to my car owners, Robert and Carolyn Yates, for the opportunity to drive a first-class Ford Thunderbird each and every week. You're special people, the kind of people that I know each and every driver here would like to be associated with, and feel very fortunate to have that opportunity. Our engine builder, Doug Yates, and his entire engine staff, who does such a great job, as Ernie pointed out earlier, with the most horsepower of anyone, certainly makes our job much easier. You guys are a real credit. The hard work and dedication that you put in, we thank you for that. I want to thank someone that isn't with Robert Yates Racing as of last week, Larry McReynolds, who was an integral part of making a second team happen at Robert Yates Racing and giving me this opportunity. Larry, you're a class individual. You meant a lot to Robert Yates Racing, and we know that you're going to mean a lot to Dale Earnhardt and Richard Childress. We wish you the very best, and thanks for all that you did for us. We wish you luck. Just hope that you finish 2nd or 3rd behind Ernie and I for the rest of the races. Next come our sponsors, who, as everyone said, we can't do without. To start with, Ford Quality Care, Dr. Ron Goldsberry and Dan Biggs in particular, thank you for your support in making this team happen. Edsel Ford with Ford Credit, thank you very much. We appreciate that, and let the cat out of the bag a little bit. The little rumor that I've heard that maybe there's already been a contract extension for a couple more years, so we're excited about that for years to come. We appreciate that support. We hope that it's going to be a long relationship, and certainly there's associate sponsors that we have, the fine people at Texaco, who I had the the fortune of driving for in 1995, who stayed on as an associate for us, Ken Schaefer and Chuck Kosich. Thank you very much for your support. The people at Plasticoat and Penske Shocks, we appreciate all that you do for us. Goodyear Tire and Rubber Company, all the hardworking people there, from the engineers to the specialists and the guys that mount and dismount all the tires. Thank you for giving us a great tire each and every week, one that we know is very safe. And to NASCAR, Bill and Betty Jane, thank you very much for the opportunity to race in such a great series and the job that you've done in getting us to this point, and we look forward to where it's going from here. And I know you're probably thinking that I've forgotten a person that I owe a lot to, and I haven't forgotten him. I was leading him to last along with our entire crew at Robert Yates Racing, which is about 50-some people. Guys, you're tremendous. The hard work and effort that you put forth every week is just outstanding. But the guy that was the leader of this Ford Quality Care team this year was Todd Parrott, the guy that hadn't been put in that position before. Yeah. Now, I think every driver looks for that combination that he feels extremely comfortable with and sees eye to eye with someone and doesn't mind telling or hearing what each one is thinking. And Todd, you're that person for me. Thanks for all that you've done, the hard work. Your wife Debbie and son Tyler, I know that put in a lot of hours, and it's very deserving that the award that you won yesterday, the Teamwork of Excellence Award, very deserving for that. Very proud of you. Look forward to a lot of years with you. We're not letting you go anywhere, so I'll assure you of that. And look forward to many years. You're a great asset to Robert Yates Racing and Dale Jarrett, and certainly appreciate that. We're getting to the end, folks. Don't worry. I want to congratulate Gary Dehart and his entire team. Guys, y'all did a fantastic job. You know, we felt like we had an awesome year and ended up third. That's pretty incredible to think about that. To one of the classiest owners in this business, Rick Hendrick, congratulations to you. You're definitely an asset to our sport, and glad to call you a friend. And to our champion, Mr. Terry Labonte, I don't know that we could pick and choose a champion any better for somebody to represent our sport, and that we're all glad to see be a champion. Congratulations to you. Wish all of you a very happy holiday season. Thank you.
Finishing second with the DuPont Chevrolet, Jeff Gordon.
Take a look into the rearview mirror of 1996. What you'll see is a confident young champion with a mature message. I am ready to race anyone, anytime, anywhere. Signed, Jeff Gordon. The defending NASCAR Winston Cup champion began backing up that challenge with a front row start at Rockingham. And by the third race at Richmond, he wasn't just clicking off laps. He was leading his Hendrick Motorsports Army to the land called Victory Lane. As a dividend, a berth in the All-Star Winston at Charlotte was assured. At Darlington, he was prepared, primed, and powerful. Leading the most laps, win number 2 was in the books. 1 week later, Gordon thundered a repeat performance on the Bristol High Banks. That bold statement was for real. Now it was time to contend for a NASCAR Winston Cup championship. Gordon next hooked up at Dover. Again, the most laps led, and now an elite seat in the top 3 in points. Good things must come in pairs, for a Pocono victory gave him his second back-to-back twin checkers. And when Jeff Gordon crossed the Talladega finish line ahead of every other machine, he vaulted into the points lead. What is black and white on paper, Gordon and his Rainbow Warriors make colorful come race day. Coolly anticipating the precise moment, Jeff just flat out gave it the gas and accelerated into his second consecutive Mountain Dew Southern 500 celebration at Darlington. Can anyone out-Dover Dover 2 years running? It can be done. Any time you lead the last 100 laps at Martinsville, you will hold the winner's trophy. And perhaps winning anywhere never had more significance than when the name of Jeff Gordon was permanently inked into the final win column at North Wilkesboro. Not unlike just 1 year past, a stirring contest to claim the NASCAR Winston Cup came down to a select few. And when he throttled home third at Atlanta, Gordon ended his season's prime performance that included a series-high 5 Busch poles, 10 Victory Lane visits, and $250,000 in the Winston Leader Bonus Program. Anyone, anytime, anywhere. And now, here's the driver of Rick Hendrick's DuPont Refinishes Chevrolet, the 1995 NASCAR Winston Cup champion and this year's runner-up from Pittsburgh, Indiana, Jeff Gordon.
I'll tell you, 1996 saw an unusual event with the Hendrick Stables having two cars running for the championship. Jeff Gordon, Ray Abraham, and all the Rainbow Warriors exemplified the true class of the whole Hendricks organization. And I want to say, Jeff, you've been a great champion. You've done a great job racing for this championship, and we have a check here for you for $896,000.
Well, thank you, T. Wayne. I want to thank you guys. This has been an incredible year for me to defend this championship, and very, very proud to have done that. It's quite an honor. And I definitely got to thank R.J. Reynolds and Winston, everything that they do for all their support, more than just the money that they give away, but for what they do inside and out of every weekend, of every race. You guys truly are professional. I want to thank NASCAR, you know, for what they do. You know, they offer great entertainment to so many people, to so many fans out there, and it's great to be a part of it. From a competitor side, they offer a great racing series, and I'm proud to be a part of that. Thank you for that. You guys, Terry, Gary, the whole team, all you guys up there, I'll tell you what, I know I'm not the champion this year. I'm second up here, but I'm proud to be second because you guys are a class act, and I tell you what, we know we got beat by the best in '96, and that was you guys. And I want to applaud you for that. That was a great championship year. Of course, my car owner over there, Mr. H, and his lovely wife, Linda, you guys are much more than just car owners to all of us, and I certainly appreciate what you do for my life, and you know, keep it up. We're with you all the way. We're going to be with you for a long, long time, and more than just a driver, but a true friend. Absolutely. I want to thank DuPont Automotive Finishes. They're a wonderful sponsor to work with, and look forward to the long future with them. Of course, all of our associate sponsors, Quaker State, Chevrolet, Goodyear, Coca-Cola, GMAC, and Kellogg's Frosted Mini Wheats. Thanks for everything that you guys have done for us this year. Ray and those Rainbow Warriors, man, those guys are awesome. We have a lot to be proud of this year. Won a lot of races, won a lot of poles, won a lot of money. And it was really a class act, I think, by those guys to be able to do what they did this year. We came from behind, and I owe it all to those guys. They really, you know, when I'm down, they get me up. And when they're down, I feel like I get them up. And it's just really what a team is supposed to be all about. And really unfortunate to have all those guys on our side. Of course, the rest of Hendrick Motorsports, too, from, you know, Jimmy Johnson to Randy, everybody that puts in so much effort, so much time, it really has paid off, and I thank you for that. Of course, I want to thank my wife, Brooke. She's with me all the time through all the times, and I love her very much and want to thank her for everything that she does. I want to thank God. I feel like I'm truly blessed, and so is this whole team, and very fortunate to have that on my side. But the last thing I want to say is that one thing that I have learned this year, that it's not how much you win or how many championships you win or how much money you make, but it's how you feel about what you're doing. And I feel great about what I'm doing and what this team has accomplished this year, even though we came up a little bit short. So thank you very much for everything. Appreciate it.
Those are the drivers who finished 2 through 10 this year. Championship team awards are coming up before the champion Labonte is honored. Welcome back to the NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet. We'll get down to the stage in just a moment with more awards. Some sad news has just been received here in New York. We understand, according to the Associated Press, that Pete Rozelle, one of the greatest commissioners in all of sports, a former commissioner of the NFL, has passed away. And our condolences to his family, his widow Carrie, and to everyone who knew Pete Rozelle. Of course, SportsCenter will have more on the death of Pete Rozelle at the conclusion of our NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet. Now let's go back down to the podium. Gary Nelson presenting a trophy to Gary Dehart, who is Terry Labonte's crew chief. And we'll hear from Gary
That's a
now.
pretty nice trophy there. That's the nicest one I think I've ever gotten. I'd like to start with thanking NASCAR, France family, for making all this possible. I'm a little bit nervous here, but R.J. Reynolds for their support in the sport we love and we do. We work hard. We thank all that. Kellogg's, GMAC, Quaker State, our sponsors, Pedigree, AC, Goodyear, all the sponsors that make it possible for making the good products we use every year, every race, to make our sport good. And some personal things I'd like to, some personal people I'd like to thank. That's Rick Hendrick, for giving the team the opportunity to be here tonight, giving me the opportunity to be with that team tonight. And I thank you very much, Rick. It's a pleasure. He's not just a boss, he's one of my best friends. Jimmy Johnson's sitting out there, table 5. I see him right here. Thank you, Jimmy, for everything you've done for me all year long. When I need guidance, I ask Jimmy. He helps me out. Sometimes it's the right decision. But Jimmy does a real good job. I love him to death. Thank you, Jimmy. Terry Labonte, I'm telling you, you couldn't ask for a nicer driver, a nicer person, a nicer family to be associated with and race and work week in and week out with someone the caliber of Terry Labonte. I'm speaking from my heart here with Terry up here, everyone up here, and I'm sure I'm speaking for all the guys on the team also. Thank you very much, Terry. And, I want to thank each individual team member, and it may take a little while because there's a lot of them here, but I'll do it as quickly as possible. And I think I really wanted to do this. Jeff Andrews, our engine guy, he does a heck of a job. He works day in and day out, sometimes nights, sacrifices a lot, does an awesome job at our engines. Thank you, Jeff. These are in alphabetical order, so. Mike Bumgarner, thanks. Mike Bumgarner, one of the youngest members on our team. He's a tire changer and an awesome mechanic. Thank you, Mike. Trent Burgess, he's an engineer. He's a team engineer. I give him a hard time almost every week, but he does a good job. We love you, Trent. Eddie Dickerson, he's our spotter on race days. Don't fall off the balcony. You'll be all right. Kara Dickerson, she is my secretary, works in my office. She takes care of the things I can't take care of. She's the one that really runs the shop, Kara, and she's no kin to Eddie Dickerson, by the way. Thank you, Kara. Johnny Floyd, paint and body department, nicest people, nicest guy, best body man you could ever ask for. Dan Ford, one of our oldest members working for us. Been there as long as I have. He's transmission and gears. And when I need to ask for words of wisdom, I always go to Dan Ford. He is the guy. He's awesome. Thank you, Dan, wherever you are. Okay. Okay, I have a right-hand man, Andy Graves. I think about all of you know him. He's the link between me and the guys in the shop. He does an awesome job. He does. You don't even have to go back and check behind him. You know, he's just an awesome young guy. He's going to be really someone to be reckoned with in the future. He's young now. He's learning. He's earning his stripes, but he is a very awesome and very talented young man. Andy Graves again. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, bud. Richie Gilmore, engine shop. He works under Jeff Andrews. Thank you, Richie. Brian Griffin, weekend warrior, works in the engine shop with Randy Dorton. Ray Hall, general mechanic. Thank you, Ray. Dennis Hartzell, Paint and Body Shop. Bob Holt, one of the best truck drivers. Without a good truck driver, you guys cannot imagine how hard it would be for us to get everything back and forth to the racetrack. I think everyone thanks everyone here but their truck driver. And our truck driver is a very, very essential part of the whole team. Thank you, Bob. Karen Lynn, she's our scorer. She does the scoring on Sunday. Thank you, Karen. Richard Labby, we call him Slugger. I've never asked him why they call him Slugger. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I may find out someday. Well, thank you, Slugger. Thank you. Ray Labby, his dad, he's a weekend warrior. He helps us on the weekend. Also drives Terry's coach and does a real good job for us. Dale Lambeth, machinist. Tom McCormick, paint and body. Patrick Wasowski. We finally got him a green card. He's from Canada. We've got him to work. He's a fabricator. He does a good job. Thanks, Patrick. Mike Powell, parts manager. I know he's going to make some noise. Tom Ryan, one of the best fabricators we got. Glenn Skillman, another fabricator, is equal to Tom Ryan. Some of the weekend guys, Gary Smith, Walter Smith, they run.
While Gary continues his thanks, we're going to take a break and be back with a salute to Terry Labonte, sponsor for 1996, Kellogg's. That in just a moment.
On behalf of
the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup Awards banquet continues from the main ballroom of the Waldorf Astoria. On the podium right now is the president of Kellogg's, the sponsor of Terry Labonte's car, Mr. Tom Knowlton.
Consistent, number one. When you can use the same description for your driver as you can for your number one global brand, Kellogg's Corn Flakes, you know you have a winner. Terry is a fantastic representative for Kellogg, not only because of his success as a driver, but also because of who he is as a person. We are immensely grateful to you, Terry, and congratulations again for a spectacular season. I extend our sincerest thanks to the fabulous Kellogg's Corn Flakes team, Gary Dehart, Jimmy Johnson, Rick Hendrick, Jeff Andrews, and all of the people who work in the shop each week to prepare the car and in the pit on race days. I think most of you are up there. What a tremendous year. Terry began the season as the Iceman. On April 14th, we introduced a special silver car design to recognize a racing milestone. In North Wilkesboro, Terry became the Iron Man of NASCAR by matching Richard Petty's record for most consecutive race starts, and he won the race. In October, we introduced another special car design. We felt so confident in the strength of our involvement in NASCAR that we leveraged our sponsorship to launch our newest cereal product, Kellogg's Honey Crunch Corn Flakes. Well, it was a tremendous success and another tremendous race as Terry won it. Now, I know none of you are superstitious, but every time we repainted the car...
Well, our apologies to Mr. Knowlton, but we certainly congratulate and thank Kellogg's contribution to NASCAR racing. And we'll be back with more in just a moment. This is the NASCAR Winston Cup Awards banquet, and Tom Knowlton, the president of Kellogg's, is concluding his remarks down on stage. In just a few moments, Rick Hendrick, the owner of the championship car, will be on stage for some remarks. And of course, we have the champion himself, Terry Labonte, coming later.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. The champion team owner is slowly building a dynasty in NASCAR Winston Cup racing by winning his second consecutive championship. It is my pleasure to present this award to Rick Hendrick.
What do you think it'd sound like if we brought the other 150 in here? Are you having fun? You deserve it. Go ahead. What a special night this is for our organization. R.J. Reynolds, T. Wayne, the amount of money that they put into this sport. And I think Jeff said it a few minutes ago, when you show up at the track and you have your kids and you're trying to get your family moved around, you've got people there in Winston uniforms that are there to help you. They're not just sponsors, they're partners, and they really care about what's going on inside our organization and our sport. The France family, Mr. Bill, where's Bill? What a tribute, 25 years to a man that is a rock, that really has built a institution in racing, and it's never let it waver. Special family atmosphere throughout the entire racing community. When someone's sick or someone dies, everyone hurts. We all compete. Richard Childress and I sit on a boat sometimes and love each other like buddies and go out and race the next day. And we're not sure if we mean it or not, though, Richard. But, you know, we really do. Robert Yates, it's just, there's so many caring people in this sport. And this morning, I received the Myers Brothers Award, unexpected, given to me by the national media, award that I will covet. It's a very special award for my contribution to motorsports, and one that I'll remember for a long, long time. I believe Jeff and Ray and Terry and Gary tried to see what kind of condition my heart was in the last third of the year. I wore out 4 pair of Nikes and trying to run from pit to pit, trying to figure out where to be and where not to be. And the emotions when you have people you care about and you love, and you want to see both teams do well. We've said it before, it's like having 2 children that are competing against each other, and one's going to be picked as the most valuable player, and somebody's going to go home disappointed. But I'm proud of the organization, the Budweiser team. They contributed a lot. And if the Budweiser team with Ricky Craven doesn't win next year, my dad says I'm fired, along with Robin Bragg. But, and I want to thank Kenny Schrader. Kenny Schrader's been part of our family. He's a brother. He's still part of our family. I want to wish Kenny all the luck in the world next year. We're really excited about Ricky Craven. Now I've got my son Ricky driving, and Ricky now I've got 2 Rickies. So we're looking forward to that. I want to thank Kellogg's. This is their night for having the faith, Cindy and you folks, back when we weren't a proven team, to sponsor us. Terry Labonte and his family for coming aboard. What a great contribution you've made to the organization throughout the years. Quaker State, John Barr and his wife around the corner there, I think, appreciate their support over the years. GMAC, I got them on both sides of the fence. I owe them a lot of money on cars, and they sponsor our race cars too. John Rhines, good to have you here. Goodyear, we were up in the Goodyear booth a little while ago, and I was talking to the chairman. I said, you know, it makes a difference when your son's out there racing, and Goodyear builds the best tire in the world. And, you know, all of our guys depend on, and families depend on those tires, bringing those folks back every week, and AC spark plugs. So, you know, when you look at our organization, you got Randy Dorton, you know, you've got Eddie Dickerson, and I promise you, I've known Gary DeHart for 7 years. I have never heard him talk that much in 7 years. He told me things tonight I didn't even know. Between you and Terry that never say a word, I'm totally amazed, aren't you, Jimmy? But the Rainbow Warriors, the guys up here, the Bud team, the people that are in the other room that work so hard, it takes, in our organization, no one wins, we all win. It takes every single person in the group to make it happen. I'm very fortunate. This is the first time at one of these banquets I've had my family all together. My daughter and my son are sitting out there along with my brother and my wife Linda here. And I happen to work 2 jobs, so between racing and the automobile business, I really am never at home. So I apologize to them and love them for letting me take the time that I take to do what I have to do. There's another person that I didn't mention tonight that meant a lot to me, and that's Harry Hyde. Harry died this year, and if it wasn't for Harry Hyde that day and a little trailer over by a pond near Charlotte, there wouldn't be a Hendrick Motorsports. We started with 5 people, and Randy Dorton was one of those guys. Jimmy Johnson. We all kind of pioneered this thing along, but we missed Harry. I wish Harry could be here tonight. You know, it's a lot you can say about Terry Labonte, and I think it's been said tonight. It's the Iceman, you know, it's the Iron Man, but he's a real man, and he's a champion. Terry, thank you for bringing us our second championship.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. We'll let you go back to your table. Ladies and gentlemen, let's have another round of applause for Terry Labonte and his championship team. Right now, let's meet the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup champion.
He has thousands upon thousands of racing miles in his inventory. He remembers the sensation of what it meant to be called a NASCAR Winston Cup champion. He has attracted monikers that highlight his cool demeanor and his durability. And in 1996, all of this Texan traits melded together in championship form. Generating his early need for speed, Terry Labonte garnered Busch poles at Rockingham and again at Richmond. With a runner-up finish at Atlanta, Labonte was now locked in the points top 10. While he was piling up valuable markers, another numbers game was being played out on the NASCAR Winston Cup stage. Poised to break a long-standing record of consecutive starts, Terry's calendar landed on North Wilkesboro's date. Not content to just add his name to the record books, the Kellogg Chevy pilot pumped up with a new paint job and then strong-armed to his third Busch pole of the year. But the 400 racing laps that followed were perhaps the most potent and powerful of the season. Bench pressed at every corner by his teammates, Labonte's hammer hit the bell when he muscled his way into victory lane to accept not only the Unocal bonus, but the right to be called Iron Man. The team refused to melt during the heat of summer. From Talladega to Loudon came a string of 9 top 10 finishes. The reward, his first turn atop the NASCAR Winston Cup points lead. The chase to New York was on. Never wavering, Labonte ran long to finish third at Indianapolis, gave a 1-2 punch finishing runner-up at Watkins Glen, hit the accelerator with third at Michigan, and pounded home fifth on the banks of Bristol. Delving into his rich history, Terry kept focused on the key ingredients for winning a championship, finishing and finishing up front. When it's your day to dominate, gas it and go. Labonte did just that at Charlotte by leading the most laps and leaving the competition in his mirror. With 2 races to go and the title looming, a Phoenix practice incident tossed the Iceman a curveball, resulting in a broken bone in his hand. But on race day, he thawed any doubts when his machine was leading by lap 196. With a third-place finish, Labonte was confident and looking forward to the finale. With the attention of the racing world affixed on Atlanta, the challengers arrived with game plans and game faces. And as his younger sibling carved out a perfect ending to his season, Terry Labonte turned left for the final time, finished 5th, and basked in the triumph of a NASCAR Winston Cup championship with those most important to him. In a mirror image of his 1984 achievement, Terry Labonte racked up impressive stats, including 21 top 5 finishes, 24 times in the top 10, 4 Busch poles, and tonight he collects on all that his talent and consistency and perseverance have brought him. He has once again arched the pinnacle of motorsports. Ladies and gentlemen, the driver of Rick Hendrick's Kellogg's Cornflake Chevrolet, the 1984 and now 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup champion. From Corpus Christi, Texas, Terry Labonte.
The standing ovation is for the champion, Terry Labonte. Many awards will be given to Terry before he speaks. We're going to take this quick timeout.
The 48th NASCAR Winston Cup Awards Banquet has been brought to you by Walmart. Always low prices, always Walmart.
On to the stage now, Andy Schindler, the president and CEO of R.J. Reynolds Tobacco.
Great to be here this evening to honor the NASCAR Winston Cup champions, the driver, the owner, and the team. For Terry Labonte, it's the second time around. He won the NASCAR Winston Cup Championship in 1984, and here he is again. Terry's in the spotlight tonight because he's worked very hard all year to earn this honor. And believe me, he knows what it takes to be a real champion. I want to give you some highlights of his tremendously successful year. But first, I'd like to take a couple of minutes to recognize a few other amazing achievements in the 1996 Winston Cup season. I'd also like to salute a man who has guided NASCAR and Winston Cup racing to great heights. All of us are indebted to him. Ladies and gentlemen, I dare say none of us would be in this room tonight without the foresight and leadership of Bill France, Jr. Really? Since taking over for his father 25 years ago, Bill has taken this sport and made it soar. Bill, we salute you for your dedication to the sport, for your outstanding accomplishments, and for your continued leadership. Thanks to your guidance, NASCAR Winston Cup racing is booming and its future looks hot. Racetracks in Texas and Southern California are rising from the ground. Fans across the country are clamoring to get Winston Cup racing in their own backyards. New sponsors continue finding novel ways to put NASCAR Winston Cup racing in the public eye. And very important, the fans are coming to the track in record numbers. More than 5 million people passed through the turnstiles at Winston Cup events this year. And what performances these fans witness. Gordon wins 10 races. Jarrett stalks the Winston Million. Bodine takes the checkered flag in front of the home fans at Watkins Glen. Irvin runs away from the field at Loudon. Petty Enterprises returns to Victory Lane. Earnhardt continues to chase that coveted 8th NASCAR Winston Cup title. The thrills and excitement never end, and fortunately, neither does loyalty to the sport. I want to thank the many people who take part in this sport and the many fans who continue to support our sponsorship of NASCAR Winston Cup racing. RJR is 26 years into this association with NASCAR, and we expect many more. One element of our sponsorship, thanks, Billy. One element of our sponsorship that we truly enjoy is the opportunity to celebrate champions. And Terry Labonte epitomizes the term champion. Terry is a man who works long and hard and keeps right on going in the good times and in the hard times. For Terry, there have been a multitude of good times, victories, records, and championships. But I'm sure he would be the first to tell you he's seen many tough times as well. But an experience like that in Atlanta, where Terry claimed the championship and Bobby won the race, the emotional victory lap that Terry and his brother shared sweeps away any frustrations felt during the hard times. Atlanta, 2 former quarter midget racers from Corpus Christi, Texas, enjoying racing's grandest stage. Terry bounded a number of hurdles on the way to his second NASCAR Winston Cup title. There was the clogged air cleaner at Daytona, the crash at Talladega, when the crew got him back on the track and saved precious Winston Cup points, and the broken hand at Phoenix.
and of course, a teammate named Gordon, and a couple of hard chargers named Jarrett and Earnhardt. But all the while, Terry went about the business of setting a record for consecutive starts. He tied the record at North Wilkesboro, and he broke the record at Martinsville. He now has 537 consecutive starts. The Iceman really is an Iron Man. Through it all, Terry has had an exceptional team backing him every step of the way. I'm sure Terry would be quick to say he couldn't have gotten here tonight without the fine work of Hendrick Motorsports operation and the number 5 Kellogg's Chevrolet crew. Their teamwork has been unmatched. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup Championship team. Let's hear it for them. Terry and the team combined for 2 victories, 21 top 5s, and 24 top 10s, and a pile of money and prestige, and of course, the Winston Cup trophy. Ladies and gentlemen, Terry Labonte, the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup champion. It gives me great pleasure, Terry, to present you this check for $1,942,135. Congratulations, champ.
Thank you very much. That's a lot of money right there. I don't care how you cut that. That's a lot of money. You folks are in luck tonight. I think Gary and Rick and everybody else was reading my speech and thanked everybody I was going to thank. But seriously, I'll find somebody on here that we didn't talk about. I'll tell you what. First off, I'm gonna thank Rick Hendrick and Jimmy Johnson. These are 2 guys that gave me an opportunity to drive for their race team when probably a lot of people thought that might not have been a good move. It'd been probably 3 or 4 years since I'd even won a race. Didn't finish in the top 10 in points. And these guys gave me an opportunity for a second chance at my career, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Our sponsor, Kellogg's, I think without a doubt, it's the best sponsor that I've ever had. I appreciate everything that y'all have done. Andy Block is here. Bill Nielsen is here. Cindy Rodman. I want to thank all y'all for everything that y'all have done for us and our entire team. Y'all do some neat things, not only for our team, but myself personally, all the guys that work on the team. I know we all appreciate that. Quaker State, Chevrolet, we got John Middlebrook, Herb Fischel. You guys have been awful good to us over the years. I've raced Chevrolets, I think, all but 1 year, so in my whole career, and I appreciate everything that y'all have done for us, and we're looking forward to many more years in Chevys. I got to thank all the race fans out there, and I think the fans are the ones that really make the whole thing happen. They're the ones that go to the races. They support all our sponsors' products, not just ours, but yours and yours and yours, everybody's sponsors. They're the people that make it happen. We really appreciate them, appreciate their support, and we sure couldn't do it without them. I've got to thank all the guys that work at Hendrick Motorsports and what they've done for me. We've got the guys in the engine shop, Randy Dorton, Jeff Andrews, Richie Gilmore, everybody else there that what I feel like gave us the best engines that I've ever had, that I've ever been able to compete with. Best qualifying engines, best race engines. I think we had 1 failure all year, and that's really quite an accomplishment, and I appreciate that. The chassis shop led by Eddie Dickerson. We've had the greatest race cars that I've ever driven. And I know Jeff and Kenny will testify to it. They're just awesome cars, and the guys really do a great job for us, and we appreciate all that. All the guys in the 5 team that have been up here yelling all night, thank them. You know, they won the Unical Pit Crew Championship this year, and I'm glad for them because they're a great pit crew. They have great pit stops, and they deserve that, and congratulations to y'all. My teammates, Jeff, I couldn't ask for a better teammate in Jeff Gordon. He's the guy that really puts the pressure on you because, you know, he'll walk up to you and say, you know, I think I can go through that corner wide open. And you can look at him, and he's serious. He thinks he can do it. And it's like, oh, man, don't do that, because then I'll have to try to do it. And I'm too old to try to do that. But thank you, Jeff, and I appreciate everything that you've done for us. And my other teammate, Kenny Schrader, he's my buddy. Kenny has a tradition here in New York, and all the champions will testify to it. And we were crowned champion last night. This usually takes place sometime between 1 and 4 in the morning. And Kenny arrived to my room with quite a few of his friends, and my crown was the ice bucket from somewhere. And our trophy was a very nice vase full of flowers that somebody's missing right now. And I appreciate that, Kenny. That was a lot of fun. But thank you, Kenny, because you've been a great friend, and we hate to see you leave. We appreciate everything you've done for us. Papa Joe, Rick's dad, he's not here tonight. He's at home. We'd like to say hello to him. He's you just can't say enough about him. He does a lot of things for Rick, a lot of things for everybody at the race team. Everybody's got just an awful lot of respect for him, and we wish he was here tonight, but he's not. I got to thank my mom and dad. A lot of you know my dad probably, and he's the kind of guy that you don't have to wonder about what he's thinking because he's going to tell you. And but he works on my Busch car, and he runs my team. And thank you very much for everything you've done for me. My son and daughter, Dustin and Christy, are here. And I think one thing that really makes me feel good about this championship is the last time I won one, they were 1 and 3 years old. Christy was 1 and Justin was 3. And they're 13 and 15 now. So they'll remember this trophy. They don't remember the other one. They see it all the time, but they don't know how I got it. So that means a lot to me. And my wife, Kim, my best friend, and we've been married for a long time. I'm not sure. I've been racing a long time. It's about the same, so something like that. Got married just when I was starting to race. So, but thank you, Kim, for everything that you've done for me, and I appreciate it. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much. And it's a pleasure to be here. I will not promise you that I'll be the best Winston Cup champion that we've ever had, but I will promise you I'll do the best job I can representing the sport I love so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, Terry. Thank you, Andy, very much. Well, Terry, it's been one hot night for the Iceman. Right now, we're going to ask you to settle into your seat, turn your attention to the screen, and enjoy with us in the audience the Iceman come-up.
That was Armin Ramirez with the sculpture of 900 pounds of ice. We'll be back to wrap it up here in New York in just a moment. Well, the Winston Cup Awards banquet here at the Waldorf Astoria is over for another year, and they're still cheering Terry Labonte down there.
Oh, man. Wasn't that a great speech?
That was.
It was terrific. Heartfelt, meant every word of it.
Well, there were many awards handed out either yesterday or during the banquet before we came on the air. Here's a look at some of them. Rick Hendrick, as was indicated, won the Myers Brothers Award. Richard Petty's 200th win also gets a salute. Todd and Buddy Parrott both won an award, and Bill Elliott again is the most popular driver.
What was that, the 11th time in a row that he's won the most popular driver?
Yep.
Unical Challenge money, Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Terry Labonte. Look at Bobby Labonte, $136,000.
Now, before we came on the air tonight, the Plasticoat Quality Finish Award, $25,000 to D. Hart. Charlie Seegers, the Cleveite Engine Builder of the Year.
That's the engine builder for the 24 car. Ed Guzzo, the Western Auto Mechanic of the Year. That's the 24 mechanic. Jimmy Spencer, Sears the Hired Racer Award, more miles than anyone else. Jeff Gordon, the Rebestos Top Stopper Award, $50,000.
Ricky Rudd, $20,000 for the STP Point Fun Award. John Middlebrook accepts the Manufacturers Award on behalf of Chevrolet. No competition here. Johnny Benson was the NASCAR Rookie of the Year and won $10,000. Well, it's not too far from Daytona. In February, we, of course, will have our extensive coverage as we did last year on the Deuce. But Benny and I have got winter heat to think about, and that's this coming Sunday. So racing all winter.
Got to leave in the morning going to Tucson. And, you know, we'll be back here next year saying, it seems like just a month ago we were here. Terry Labonte was being the champion, crowned the champion.
Sports Center is coming up next. Here's our salute to the 1996 NASCAR Winston Cup champion, Terry Labonte. Thanks for joining us. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.